morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends and welcome back to Limbus Company. So unlike our class 5 fast talking friend in Time Killing Time, the thing I don't have an abundance of is in fact time. So we're just gonna go straight in and we're gonna get as far as we can.
똑바로 서라. 괜히 저항하지 말고 받아들여. 괜찮아.
불타올랐군요.
똑바로 서라. 똑바로 서라. 나무 인형만 벌써 부서졌나? 괜찮아. 이제 나는 괜찮아. 이제 나는 괜찮아. 이제 난 아플 거야.
Too easy. Even with just 3 of us. They're so good. Hongler is great. After matching various pieces of information we found from the defeated Eurodivi members together, we managed to track them down to a rundown building that appeared to be their hideout. You finally managed to track us down, haven't you? Filthy watch chains of Sea Co-op, and you clock! First of all, that's rude. Second of all, fuck you. Further of all, you have a watch chain as well. You have a little timepiece. I see it. Douchebag. You clock, he says. It's only elementary because I am an ace detective. It's true, she is. Roger exclaimed triumphantly as she flicked her hair back, but I sensed the smallest hint of uncertainty in her voice. Yeah, we're all ace detectives. Even Dante, surprisingly. I'll admit we shouldn't have let you track us down, but you don't look too strong. It is a foolish move to fight a lion in his den. I hope you've prepared yourselves. Where's the lion? I don't see one, do you? Don't worry about our butts. We've got a class 5 staff with us, you know. I can deduce a few things about you. One, that man's outfit, that aloof look on his face. I see. It's likely that you're not lying that he really is a class 5 staff. 2, you are absolutely shameless for bringing a class 5 watch chain to a rundown hideout like this. Why does this have anything to do with shame? I don't know about shame, but this place sure is run down. If anyone should be ashamed, it should be them, because this place hasn't seen a broom or a mop in about 5 years. Right, how about this? I'll just sit this one out for the sake of fairness. It'll be like cheating if I were to take part in this fight, yeah? That is a fair proposal. Fine, I accept your offer. Here, he sits here acting like he has a fucking choice in the matter. He should be fucking grateful. Do we not get a say in any of this? I really thought like the defending party would be the one who didn't get a say in any of this on account of them being criminals. Whatever.
괜히 저 똑바로 서. 괜히 저항하지 말고 받아들여. 괜히 저항.
불타올랐군요.
벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모.
불타올랐고 균형이 무너졌군요.
괜찮아. 이제 난 아플 거야.
Nice. But wait, there's more. I thought we'd have at least a bit of dialogue first, but nah. Oh, this is a focused encounter. Alright, so this is probably a boss fight after this round. Interesting, okay. I don't reckon this will be too difficult, but still, we should take this carefully, make sure we're doing it properly. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we'll be just fine. Good stuff. I kind of thought you'd do the other thing first. Well, it was either all heads or no heads, apparently. At least we got a bit of SP out of it. That's something, at least. All heads or no heads, that's how we play. No middle ground, that's not exciting. I reckon I'll have the Hongler take this guy out. Gain a bunch of that SP, that'll help us out. You guys ain't got much. You're pretty laughable. You're a bit shit, really, aren't you? Yeah, you're just a bit shit, to be honest. They're actually kind of tough. Like, Filthy Watch Chains is a bit of a problem, but Hongler won't kill that guy, so I reckon if we get another attack in on him and make sure he goes down, that'll help SP and turn economy, all that good stuff. It'll help us out quite a bit. Alright, he probably won't die this turn either, just because of the unbelievable amount of tails. Not really unbelievable, he had like fuck all SP, but still. I blame everyone but myself for my tactical failings. It literally can't be my fault, it's not physically possible. You guys know how it goes. Yeah, you did alright actually, to be honest, that could have been worse. He'll die of fire. Yep, there we go. I like Liu Honglu quite a lot, but he is entirely reliant on his SP. Like, he's very good at building it. He's very good at building it, but he needs to be able to build it up before he can be of much use. Appreciate I'm not blowing your minds with this level of, like, tactical depth. But on the other hand, this battle doesn't exactly require it now, does it? It's pretty fucking simple. It's just a bunch of dudes with wrenches, question mark? They kind of look like wrenches. Steampunk devices, multi-tools, some kind of sex aid, who knows? Big hit. And SP. Oh yeah, you got him. Oh yeah, you got him. Oh yeah, you got him. Make him regret getting up this morning. He does, you can tell. Oh wait, there's more. This guy needs to regret waking up as well. Oh my god. He's like, oh, my internal organs. Cool. Now, what do you got for round 2? Yeah, there he is. District 20 Eurodivi Captain. He's pretty cool, actually. I quite like him. Tremor, oh, we don't know anything else about him, actually. He's got 500 HP. If the target is staggered by this unit's attack or Tremor Burst, all allies heal 10 SP. That's pretty simple, I suppose. Have you no shame? I mean, do you not have any shame? It's been like 20 against 3. Now, granted, you came at us in stages, which was weirdly respectable, but still, have you no shame? We can just work him down nice and steadily. I don't foresee many issues with this, I gotta be honest. Boom. Bam. Gonna end this man's whole career. Like that. Except he's not even staggered, so I haven't really ended his career, but it's a work in progress, you know. Don't rush me. I got big things happening. Big business. And as we know, all big business involves fire punching. It's very important. It's an easy moneymaker. There's a focus on beating that guy into the dirt, and then once they've lost someone, it's all downhill from there. So I think we'll actually be on even footing, which is a nice change. I love Flaming Fist. Bop, bop. Oh, he's in trouble. Yeah, he's in big trouble. With 2 flowing flames, I think that's 4 burn count, which is very nice. Dude's already got 6 burn count. He's never gonna not take burn damage, which is just lovely. Honglu is so good for a lure team, either on the bench or on the field. For the greater good. Hang on, I need to see what that does. I need to see what that does properly. Unclashable. Combat start. Draw all other allies' tremor count to self. Tremor on all allies expire. Gain 1 offense level up for every 3 tremor count on self. Use. Gain 9 tremor count. Inflict tremor. Deal bonus sloth damage for every tremor count on self. Yeah, that's quite dangerous. That's a bit scary. And it's unclashable. And we don't have any torches. So he might just kill Honglu. The good news is he can only kill Honglu. It's not like it's got attack weight and can kill other people. So that's fine. He's not even drawing in that much tremor from his mates, who we can kill very quickly. Well, let's see what happens. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll probably get tails on his big attack mostly because his SP's shit. So that's less damage. He is gaining tremor count though, I just realized. I don't like that. Ooh. Ooh! The Hongler lives! You fool! You should have killed him when you had the chance! Now look what you've done. You have infuriated me, sir! Have you no shame? Good job, Ryoshu, continuing your streak as the person who clashes the worst. Just through coin flips. Truly amazing. I can't believe you're still alive. What's up with that? Quick weird. Yeah, we'll see about that. I see, you have no shame. Fun, fun, fun. I like it, I like it. I'm done with you now, sir. Off you go. Take your shame and go home.
벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모가 없군.
Now tap him. That was a bit harder than you needed to do, Rodeo. It really was. All you needed to do was just poke him and he would have fallen over. We quickly moved our conversation into the hideout after defeating the Eurodivvy members. Apparently that guy who had all that shit to say just having no more to say after that point. Okay, no, he does. Whether he wants to or not. Go. Surrender and confess. We're on a time frame. Get it? Time. Just a little time corp humor. You get used to it. Starting to run low on patience. Might kill you soon. Ah, no. Looks like Ryoshu's getting tired of playing detective. It was all going well until she got bored of the gimmick. We've surrendered already. Not sure what you want us to confess either. What, would you like for us to confess that we're the Eurodivvy or something? We hesitated, unsure if he really was clueless or not. That's when Rhodia confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the Eurodivvy captain. Right, questioning time. You've always hated this nest state of affairs, am I right? Must you really ask? You like inventing stuff and not registering them to the tech agency, don't ya? Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around? Oh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions? Wait, don't just go around touching... I see. This hedgehog toy is a time bomb disguised as a plushie. It scans the palm as soon as it enters within a proximity range, and if it doesn't recognize the palm as an authorized individual, it will shoot out its spines to penetrate the intruder. How could you bastardize a plushie like this? But you've screwed the parts too tightly down here. You do well to remember that mechanical engineering isn't all about tightening the screws as hard as you can. Sometimes you need a slightly loose screw or two to make things fit better. And another thing, if I were you, I would have made the spine holes hexagonal shape, not circular. You could tell all that from a quick look. Well, you're certainly not a common employee. Either way, most of them are experiments, incomplete products. In truth, you like making more dangerous, destructive inventions too, right? You really are a persistent one, aren't you? What are you getting at? And I'm sure these violent inventions eventually led to something that can completely rip someone's time away. I doubt it somehow. If they're running with, like, booby-trapped hedgehog plushies, I don't think a time-stealing device was on the agenda. Or even feasible. It's probably a distorty boy. Wait, what? The culprit behind the case of time killing time. It's you guys, right? It's what you do, isn't it? You see something that rubs you the wrong way, so you go ahead and smash it to bits. That's a bit of a logical leap, isn't it? Who do you think we are? Sounds like this friend of yours, Eurodivvy, really messed up big time in the past. Did he do something drastically violent? No, that was Rhodia. No, Sonia, he always knew how to say the right things to get people to agree with him, to convince them to join his cause. His words filled me with this confidence that we could really change the world, that it really was as effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in my mouth. But what could he possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything, not like these guys. I bet the T-Corp to Eurodivvy are nothing more than knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by stories coming out of J-Corp, or... It's absolutely baffling how you failed to correctly deduce a single thing. No, we're not knockoffs. Besides, the Saint has already brought many changes to this world, changes that you mere detectives can't even dream of. The Saint? So we're gonna... Sonya's distorted, hasn't he? He's distorted into the Saint, who we're going to have to fight. That's what's happening. Are we going to get to add another one to Foreman's scoreboard? Let's see. The Saint? Indeed, Saint Sonia was the one who really sparked the fire of the Eurodivvy in every nest. Well, that isn't the only reason they call him the Saint, but that's besides the point. Eurodivvy in every nest? Sonia did that? I feel like I've told you too much. Since you claim to be Saint Sonia's friend, allow me to say it in no uncertain terms, the Eurodivii has nothing to do with your case. I kind of thought that Sonia was the distortion and he was stealing the time, but this guy seems pretty sure the Eurodivii have absolutely nothing to do with it. Are we supposed to take you at your word? I don't trust you or your hat. First, we don't have this time-killing technology. We can steal time, or timepieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd would surely catch the tech agency's attention. Well, that's why we're out here. And that is trouble that I am not willing to invite. Why? You've certainly been causing a ruckus here. Isn't that what the Eurodivii wants? Chaos? Please don't compare us to the likes of backstreet gangs, those among us who want that chaos, of course. One of our former members insisted that we must take the abundance of time in T-Corp for ourselves and have our comrades divide it equally among us. But such drastic action would also hurt the have-nots, those who do not deserve such pain, so we must adhere to the Saints' teachings. To truly tear out the throats of the rich, we must wait for the right moment. The right moment? Ah, so it really was Sonia. So I've been wondering, are you really the Saint's friend? Of course she is. He even invited her to join his journey. Why don't we leave for now? We can always come back here once we uncover more evidence. You know, get back on task, the thing we're supposed to be doing. Dante says, let's leave for now. Alright, yeah, you're translating it to the Class 5 employee. I was like, look, Rodia and Ryoshu understand me completely. Are we not arresting them? Didn't one of you give me a whole lecture about how it's my job to arrest them? Can't be asked. Rogia ignored the assistant's question and turned around to leave the hideout wearing a dark expression, something I had never seen from her before. The assistant shrugged and we were about to leave the hideout as well, but the Eurodivii captain stopped us. Wait, if you really are a friend of the Saint, then I can't let you leave without giving you some advice as the more experienced detective. I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share them with you. Oh, right, you dabble in detective work from time to time as well, yes? Is this a common thing that you Eurodivii get up to? No, only the Eurodivii branch in District 20 do. Anyway, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all victims together. Find out what they have in common. Why? Why would I bother doing any of that when I could just flounce around in a fun hat and accuse people? That's much more fun. The T-Corp Collections Agency knows everything about time, where it comes from, where it goes, but not with this case. But if they know everything about the comings and goings of time, how are you avoiding their eyes? Not all of us do. I can't tell you more. However, just know that we have an ace up our sleeve that lets us continue our guerrilla activities in the nest. Anyways, does it not strike you as odd that, for someone with such impressive technology that can quite literally rip away with time without a trace, the killer seems unusually passive? This tells me that there is a certain condition they must first meet to use their powers. Another possibility is that they have a certain creed or a belief system that they follow, but ideologically motivated culprits usually leave behind more obvious evidence that points to their beliefs. Ooh, I think that's up nicely. You want to join our squad of ace detectives? Who the hell hired this bumbling team of amateur detective wannabes? Ah, never mind. Now would you kindly leave this place? Well, we now know where the Eurodivii are. We can always come back here if we ever need anything else. Yeah, they'll probably pack up and move after we've just busted one of their safe houses. That's usually what underground elements do. They don't just stick in one place. An odd impression. Well then, the Eurodivii is swearing up and down that they've got nothing to do with the case and the Time Ripper is still at large. What now, ace detectives? But we don't have any other leads. The one we talked to just left the hideout, so why don't we follow him? Why the fuck not? We've got plenty of time. You want to tail that Eurodivii? Well, looks like not arresting them may pay off after all. I think it's a fair suggestion. Waste of time. We should torture them one by one until someone breaks. They probably won't have any information, but it will be funny. According to page 115 of Lady Agatha's book, an ace detective must always remain vigilant and not shy away from stakeouts. You're already on page 155? Don Quixote gave us this book so we can all become ace detectives. I've been reading it whenever I can. Eurodivie's petty time thievery won't change the world. Is that why you're letting them go? Because it doesn't matter? Huh? No, not at all. It's the opposite, in fact. I want to see things change. Change? It is said that the Eurodivii started from a small group of nobodies. But they kept at it, slowly but surely, spreading through the city. I hear that they've been causing some real trouble in some nests, that they find it difficult to get rid of them. Do you know what people have been saying here at T-Corp? Running low on time, but bunny full of frustration, then come join the Eurodivy. Unlike most people who accept injustices and move on, they don't. They refuse to turn a blind eye, confident and determined that they will one day bring real changes to the city. It's only natural that I find them extremely fascinating to witness. To what end do their desperate desires and aspirations lead? Ah. It's an interesting perspective, sir. Nothing but impotent squirmings. I'm going to torture them. I'm sorry, do any of you even give a damn about solving the case? Well, we do need to save the rest of the team, you know, that is kind of important. This case has a certain destructive aesthetic to it. I like it. But I thought you didn't like it because there was no blood and that was boring. What changed? I'm following my family elders' words to see and experience as much of the world as I can before I return, because their words better be followed. Sounds excruciatingly bothersome. So many things in this world presume that they deserve to call themselves family. I've never heard you talk like that, Ryoshu. What will you ever accomplish with such half-heartedness? Don't worry about it. Most people live on with that very half-heartedness. It's been eons since I really desired something with all my heart, you know. No, I'm not most people. I mean, most people are not most people. Do you see the problem? From the distance, loud, rapid footsteps broke through Rhodia's quiet whispers. I knew it! The culprit was a Eurodivy! We got him! Oh! No, the Ripper got him. They're here. Won't give them the slip this time. Okay, let's go. Maybe you'll catch them this time if you learn to breathe like Merceau, Ryoshu. Rhodia came to a sudden stop and looked at me. Staring at me from underneath the shadows cast over her eyes. Dante, do you think it would have been any different if I followed Sonia back at the casino? Why do you ask? Also, the honest answer is no. I mean, it's just watching Sonia's goals actually start to take shape while I stagnated, unchanging. Ah, yeah, I see the issue. It's making me feel... Rhodia hesitated. Odd. Interesting that I think they are actually playing into the fact that fuck all got resolved at the end of Kanto 2. Which makes a lot of sense, actually. You know, your first Kantos, it's the very start of the story. You don't really want those characters' character arc to be resolved, do you? Or they'd be a bit boring. An odd impression. Ah. The Time Ripper strikes again! You're late, clock. The two sinners had a head start, but it didn't take very long before we caught up to them and saw them quietly kneeling behind cover. We'll go ahead and draw their attention. We should be able to corner them in this direction. Since Ryoshu and Honglu are out there to draw the culprit here, we just have to do our part and capture them. Yeah. I don't want to be a detective anymore, it's boring. What's wrong, Rhodia? Just every time I think about Sonia, I remember all the things that I couldn't do, that's all. Rhodia. Ah, nope, not gonna let this drag me down. I just gotta do what I can, right? Wouldn't it be so nice if the culprit showed up right now so I can get my hands on him and get him this over with? I'm running my Lu ID, so I just beat the tar out of them. It'd be great. Oh, this waiting around is getting so tedious. Hopefully I'll look real badass when I arrest them. You certainly recover quick. Now that's a good attitude to have. Well, you know, ain't that how emotions are supposed to be? Constantly changing with time, you know. Is it now? I don't quite agree. Emotions don't change with time. We don't have time for a philosophy talk, guys. The criminal's right there. I'd say that changing emotions is what drive the flow of time. That's some complicated stuff. I just can't wait to hear all the praises they'll sing of me once I snag this Eurodivy rascal, that's all. You know, I want to be an ace detective. Then you shall have your chance. Is that the Ripper? Oh? A chance for you to be the center of attention, a subject of praise. Oh, ka-ching! That long coat, that hat, he's stylish. You're Rhodia Dante, the culprit ran that way. You're the Time Ripper. Correct. Damn, son, you look pretty fucking cool. Definitely a distortion. Wow. This isn't good. It'll take a while for Honglu and Ryoshu to get here. Before we get down to business, allow me to make a few corrections. You see, I just cannot stand it when people are wrong. I constantly go onto YouTube and correct videos in the comments, because I just can't handle it. When I'm not doing that, I kill people's time. 1, I am no longer bound to an organization like the Eurodivy. No longer bound, that's an interesting point to make. In fact, I found their hypocrisy detestable. Did you know that even the Eurodivy did not use their hours equally amongst one another? That is why I have chosen action. 2, I am not killing time. You will not compare my crusade to something so hollow. I merely reap the dying hours to share it among those who need it most. You may call me the Time Saint instead. Is this Sonya? Does that be a bit wild? What the hell are you talking about? Shut up and... All this is flying over your head, isn't it? You poor little thing, starved for even a morsel of praise. I don't think your motivations are that complicated, buddy. I don't know how to tell you this. This is both a correction of your ignorance and our final warning. If you wish to capture me, no, us, then you must be prepared to pay the price in time. Was that an attempt at a threat? Did you seriously think you could scare me like that? Come on now. Sure, you're the big scary time ripper, but I've got you all figured out. I know your patterns. There's something staying your hand, isn't there? Whether it's your creed, some kind of a design flaw in your tech, you can't touch my time. How'd you like this, Ace Detective's deductions, huh? Ha ha! Half right, but you've given me 2 more corrections to make, and we're gonna be here forever. 1, I am not the one killing time. It's you, and everyone like you, who's killing time. 2, indeed, we cannot rip time away from just anyone, no. But I can take yours. Because you, at this very moment, are mired in tedium. What? Just biding the time, aren't you? Waiting for something to happen. Killing time. We are merely taking back the time that you would have killed anyway. Ha 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 ha. Oh. Swing that axe and you might carve a small chunk of our flesh, but we will rip a chunk out of your existence, which is significantly worse. You will stir awake when the clock strikes 4 in 50 years' time, having done nothing, having lived through nothing, all in the blink of an eye. That's when it shall dawn on you, that despair. It'll all come rushing in like a flood, that disparity, the unfamiliarity of all the time you killed. Every pain a reminder of every single second you've killed, thinking about how tedious it all is. This is supposed to be a fun detective adventure, you know. You look scared. We like that look in your eyes. Rhodia stood there, completely frozen. No one could stop the time ripper as he walked away from us. Not me, not Rhodia. The culprit, where are they? Somewhere else, I suppose. I thought I could take them on, but when I came face to face with the Ripper, I mean, this is like a threat that turning the clock won't solve. You know, much like how Ishmael was scared of the whales. It's the interesting thing, isn't it? Where it's like, the sinners are much less afraid of death for obvious reasons, because we can just counteract it. But they, I think, don't know, it's hard to say, we don't have a lot of context for it, but I think that immunity to death makes them much more scared of things that don't necessarily kill, but do ruin. You know what I mean? Because other people would obviously be scared of that, it goes without saying, but they would accept it as a risk of their daily life alongside just dying. But the sinners, having had death taken away, have become more sensitive to this sort of thing, where they're like, oh shit, that can actually fuck me up, and they become a lot more scared than a normal person would be. I don't know if that's true, that's pure conjecture on my part, and probably, I don't know if it'll be a theme that'll even be properly addressed, but it's interesting to think, because I think I would be like that, you know? If I was immune to death, but then someone was like, well, how about if I just take, well, immune to being killed in combat, let me say, not immortal, but can't be killed. And then someone was like, okay, well, how about I take away 50 years of your life? I'd be like, that's terrifying. Even more terrifying, in fact, because I thought I was untouchable like 5 minutes ago. Thoughts and thoughts. How could you give them the slip? You gave them the slip earlier. They threatened her that they were going to rip away her time. Oh no. And the Ripper knew. They knew how I felt, so... Never mind. It seemed to me that Rhodia decided to not say it out loud, but I knew that the word she wanted to say was tedious. Pathetic. Unlike you, Ryoshu, my time is important. I'm not here just to make those stupid, pointless observations about the case. I didn't volunteer out of some weird obligation either, okay? I volunteered because I genuinely wanted to solve the case. I'm not like you. Either of you. I briefly grew concerned that Ryoshu might swing her scabbard at Rhodia, but I don't think she was listening anyway. How banal. Instead, she stared up at the clock tower in silence as her cigarette slowly burned its way to her lips. Are we ever going to address the fact that Ryoshu's using a pipe now, not a cigarette? Those are different things. I guess that's a relief. Rhodia, I didn't even say anything wrong. I was just standing here. Why do I have to be collateral damage? Sorry, I think I'm just getting tired of wearing a silly smile. I feel that. I'm pleased, because like I said before, I just don't think we got enough time to truly get to know Rhodia in Kanto 2, and she's always played a support role since, so to get her in the limelight now is great. Big fan. Rhodia was always the one to lift the team's mood when it's down, but she's not feeling up to it at the moment. The mood among us had grown so incredibly awkward and cold that I was almost starting to feel a little chill in my fingers. I guess this is what happens when Rhodia's in a depressive mood. Just like one of those, one of your colonists in RimWorld when they have the implant that spreads their mood to nearby people. When they're happy, everyone else is happy, and when they're sad, everyone else is sad. If we were back at the bus, or if Yi Sang or Gregor were here, they would have at least tried to do something to break the ice, but neither Ryoshu nor Hong Lu were the kind of people to be heavily affected by such a frosty mood, so we just trudged on with our investigation. Ah, looks like the culprit got him in the middle of something. Dude was about to just start straight up whacking it, and then the Ripper got him. How embarrassing. You knew the Ripper. How could you tell? By looking at his eyes. Isn't it obvious? I don't know, all I see is eyes. I only see one eye. That look in his eyes, it's the kind of look that people have in their eyes when getting killed by a rat they know. He's not exactly dead, you know. This dead body looks kind of different from the last one we saw, though. Not a dead body either, but what is it? The culprit tore his scarf in half. How rude. Maybe they really disagreed with his fashion choices. Well, the scarf is representative of the Eurodivii, isn't it? The Eurodivii must live like fools in the eyes of others so that we may see a path invisible to them. Huh. What? Rhodia? It's something Sonia once said, told me that the scarf was a yoke to hide the great ambition, that those with such dreams must remain bound. But I don't see you wearing that scarf. It's just not my style. Then chopping the scarf in half would mean that the killer is a former member of the Eurodivii. We should go back to the hideout and ask around. Sometime later. Damn it, the Ripper got our boss! Shit! If only we'd been looking for the Ripper as well, maybe we would have got him. Huh? Are you asking if anyone quit recently? Well, it's not like they formally quit or anything, but there was someone who went completely off the grid. Someone who wanted to steal the surplus time at T-Corp to share it equally among everyone? Yeah, I remember a lad who said something like that. When his younger brother died, he became a bit weird. Did anyone want to go along with that plan? I'm sure there are some, but we shouldn't. With the Eurodivii, we must bide our time until the Saint gives us the word. Is that so? Where is he? No idea. Last I heard, you guys said so like, I'll always be watching you. Creepy, innit? But I suppose that means he's still hanging about somewhere within T-Corp's borders. Yes, it is weird that I'm doing this accent to, like, British slang. But this is a fictional world. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I already started the accent, so I'm gonna keep going. Always double down. Never admit your failings. Our boss man's gonna be back to normal, right? He'll always be watching, huh? Clock. I always burn a cig after a kill. And when not killing. And when bored. And when not bored. And when awake. And when sleeping. And whilst eating. And whilst not eating. I forgot what my point was. But you're always smoking. Because it takes about 4 minutes for the cig to burn all the way through. I get to watch as the light of life slowly burn out in their dying eyes. It really enhances the flavor. I don't know, I used to smoke cigarettes and I found it didn't affect it that much. 4 minutes. I know that it takes exactly 4 minutes for this cigarette to burn away. But only 2 minutes have passed on that clock tower. Ah. Huh? That doesn't make sense. How come no one noticed that the clock tower was broken? This isn't a new development, by the way. From the moment our little game of detective started to this precise moment, the clock tower always measured only 2 minutes by the time I finished smoking. So we're moving at half time. Or double time. We're moving at double time. Double speed. Didn't someone say that it's because people have learned to be helpless? I've been waiting for someone to get finished for a while. Oh, do you know how much of a pain it is when signals have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. That this can't deal, ma'am. He thinks it's a real bother standing guard here or the stop and search. So tedious. Hey, assistant, what were the first two victims doing when the Ripper struck? Let's see. One of them was attacked while purchasing a 13-flavored lollipop candy, and the other was reading a comic book starring a T-Corp inventor as its protagonist. I'd say it's a pretty fun read. Are there a lot of clock towers in T-Corp? A total of 12 in the entirety of T-Corp, but just one in this general area. The Time Ripper struck only near this clock tower, didn't they? Right on, detective. What if they slowed down the clock tower and made everyone in the area feel that sense of extreme tedium? Tedium, I see. So that's what it was. He can rip time only from people who are bored. The clock tower. Ah. It should give me a nice view to blow smoke at. Genius. Oh, here's something I forgot to mention. You know that you need actual evidence to make an arrest, right, detectives? We were just gonna beat him up. Probably weren't even gonna arrest him. Probably just gonna kill him because he's a distortion. That's kind of what we do. You have to catch them in the act. Can't go around arresting people just because you feel like it, What do we have to let them attack us or something just so we can catch them in the act? Don't you know, he can literally rip the time out of you. One small mistake, you might wake up weeks, months, or even years later. He threatened Rodeo with 50 years. We don't even know if that's the kind of thing that Dante can rewind. Yes, it's all very tragic, but it's still part of your responsibilities. Do you even care about catching the culprit? Or is it learning how he rips time all you care about? Right on again, Ace Detective. I once thought that there were no adventures in T-Corp that I didn't know the ins and outs about. You see, I have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp. That's quite impressive. I even know about the bizarre contraption your friend back at the jail cell invented while he was here. I didn't want that invention to be beholden to the T-Corp Patents Agency. No, I wanted to watch as it spread through the city, which is why I didn't try very hard to stop him as he escaped through the back streets. It wasn't because I was lazy, mind. So to answer your question, no. Like in the case of the League of the Nine literatures, I don't care about whether we capture the culprit or not. I'm just curious about the exact mechanisms behind how he rips time. It's the nature of being an inventor. Agreed. How am I supposed to even get anything done with people like... Excuse me, Mr. Assistant, I have questions. Many. I have something I'd like to ask you. Back when Merceau stood on the temporal scale gallows, didn't the machine beep very loudly? Oh, fuck. Oh, that reticent friend. Yes, it did. If you have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp, then do you also know why it malfunctioned? Of course. Why wasn't the gallows able to take 10 billion arms worth of time from Merceau? Was it really because it was broken? I suspect it's because Merceau doesn't have 10 billion arms worth of time. But we'll see. What are you talking about? It is statistically impossible for the machines of my design to have any faults, usually. Then the source of that error must be Merceau, or all of us, right? Not the machine? Does that mean our time can't be taken because of Dante? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You're not only looking the part, but also acting the part of an ace detective. Could have fooled me. All credits go to Lady Agatha. She did say that one of the qualities of an ace detective is a mind of bottomless inquisitiveness, after all. There's our best boy. Good job, Honglu. Well done. I thought the condition of getting exempt from our time tax was that we had to catch the culprit. That was what I was thinking when the Class 5 auditor began speaking as if to address my concerns. I'm not saying that I won't cooperate, of course. I may have even devised a plan for you, though it may be somewhat simple. Now listen close. We're going to bait the Ripper person into stealing time and then be like, you can't even steal time from us, because and then punch him a lot. Like multiple times, but that's going to be next time, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot going on this week, and I need to get 3 recordings done today and also edit this for tomorrow. So, chop, Foreman's busy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm enjoying Time Killing Time very much. I like what's going on. It's surprisingly more philosophical than I was expecting. I know the cutscene I saw introducing Refraction Railway 4 kind of spoiled, I guess, to me the idea that this Canto would affect, not Canto, Intervallo would weigh heavily on Rhodia, that she would have like thoughts and feelings about it and such, and that Sonia was involved, I suppose, in some manner, either direct or indirect. But I wasn't expecting her sense of self-worth and like confidence to be shaken quite so severely. Like, she really fucking is thrown for a loop there, which is interesting because obviously throughout our entire time hanging out with her, she's been practically consistently confident in everything. So to see that drop was interesting. I think I'll have more words for it next time when I have more time to have words for it. So that will be next time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Cryolytic, Lady Luna, Zanael, Cuds, Kana Samaria, Poe, Pork Chop Lebreck, Scrubby Doo, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Lumen, Crystallite, Summercat, Flanny, Patriot Dragoon, La the Hexai, Lip Potatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dressos, Lol, Final Legend, Etherbin, Linky, Zeon, Cedar Bimblewatch, Majoko, My Moon, Alkia, Honey Lawless, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica Kitty Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Leper Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-1068, Namad, and Kenny T800 for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and also on YouTube. And thank you all so much for watching. Yes, it's a good show. It's a good intervallo. I like it a lot. I honestly struggle to think of which one would be my favorite, but at the moment, I think it is Hell's Chicken. Hell's Chicken remains my favorite intervallo, but this one isn't over yet. It still has time, but I mean, Hell's Chicken had such comedic value that it's kind of hard to not make it my favorite. But we'll see, and we've still got Murder on the Warp Express to go as well, which I'm very excited for. That looks very snazzy and very jazzy and very slick, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But maybe we'll start on that next time. There's not much of this intervallo left. There's like one mini, and then I'm pretty sure it's Murder on the Warp Express. So who knows? That might be next time. But either way, I hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.